The exact meaning of a conspiracy. A conspiracy, also known as a plot, ploy, or scheme, is a plan or agreement between people called conspirators or conspirators for an unlawful or harmful purpose, such as murder, we got attempted, treason, or corruption. We got plenty of that, especially with a political motivation while keeping their agreement secret from the public or from other people. They didn't do that. Now, here's the tea.
Miss, you gotta quit acting like it's me. It's your agency that messed up, man. I need to go to jail, charges refused. So you need to follow the report, miss. I mean, it's the only way. I talk to supervisor.
Hey, Sarge.
This video will be about that Sergeant/Supervisor Charles Hoffaker's willful criminal misconduct while on administrative desk duty. Charles Hoffaker will be the fourth NOPD sergeant I'd have the misfortune to have to interact with. Here's Charlie Hoffaker's LinkedIn page. At the time, you see right there, Supervisor. He since then scrubbed his LinkedIn page, at least from me. In my second independent police monitor complaint, there's only one employee and the wrong supervisor. I filed 4 complaints with the feds a year earlier. All were ignored. 5 NOPD officers were involved. My first complaint left out the supervisor. My second complaint put on the wrong supervisor. I did ask for a supervisor.
Hey, Sarge.
Russell Filbert left, had nothing to do with anything. Here's the rest of my independent police monitor complaint. You can pause to read both pages. I conscribed them. Do you know how dangerous it is to bring a box of gun was sold into a police station to file a report?
Where's the pistol that goes with it? They stole it.
It's over.
They stole it? Okay. All right. Evidence.
Okay. We're gonna need to. We're gonna need to get him in cuffs. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna need to. We're gonna need to get him in cuffs. Yeah. Yeah. It's not gonna be easy. He's not gonna like it. He has told me that he wants to hurt the police officer that arrested him last, that he's a part of the racial hate squad, and he needs to hurt all the people in the racial hate squad, and that he wants to kill everybody.
You got a set?
I have one set.
You know what?
We need a couple more.
Supervisor Hoffaker is on administrative desk duty. He's a danger to the public. That's why he can't wear a uniform, carry a gun, or be on the radio, or even have handcuffs.
You got a set?
I have one set.
Why so mad? Here's a head-to-toe photo of Charles Hoffaker. Sergeant Charles Hoffaker would go on to sucker punch one of his fellow officers 10 months later, since the DOJ or FBI would not move on credible evidence I provided. You can pause to read the complaint. This complaint also identifies one of the NOPD supervisors who has been allowing unchecked widespread payroll fraud in the NOPD. Charles Hoffaker was never arrested for aggravating assaulting his fellow officer, Ian Watt. Before sucker punching his fellow NOPD officer, Charles Hoffaker would throw Ian Watts' gun onto the seat of his patrol car, putting Sergeant Jamie Roach and everyone's life at risk. I also find it very ghetto and suspicious that the NOPD uses Harrah's Casino's Wi-Fi to perform payroll duties. Again, Sergeant Charles Hoffaker, who was on administrative desk duty because he is a danger to society, was allowed to sucker punch a fellow officer in the face with no consequence. Ian Watt complaint further notes that prior to the altercation on September 3rd, 2021, Hoffaker was assigned to administrative desk duty, where he was relieved of his ability to operate a police unit and not allowed to carry a firearm. So Sergeant Hoffaker threatened he'd unalive me on body-worn camera, then sucker punch a fellow officer under 10 months later. Talk about unhinged, all while being on administrative desk duty. For some strange reason, Charles Hoffaker's art has made him a media darling. I've seen better, more sophisticated artwork inside a Mardi Gras porta party. So here's a Vice News write-up about Sergeant Hoffaker titled, "The Last Good Cop Gets Blood on His Hands." Good cops don't defile human corpses by painting HE in coagulated blood of a murder victim. You know who does that? Serial killing cults linked to MKUltra. How, you ask? Jolly West and the Haight-Ashbury Health Center. Back to Hoffaker. Labor Day is the slowest time of year in New Orleans. 2013 to 2014 were the least violent years in New Orleans. Helter Skelter also starts with HE. I put my money that Hoffaker was riding Helter Skelter in blood, not help. Helter Skelter means a race war. It has previously been written in blood. I provided 2 photos of Helter Skelter being written in blood left on crime scene. This Vice News piece never mentions why Charles Hoffaker was not arrested for defiling a human corpse. It only regurgitates Eric Hessler's false and outright ridiculous narratives. Vice does mention Charles Hoffaker is an accomplished artist. Let's take a look at Charlie's work. Here's a conceptual work done by Hoffaker. It's made out of shell casing. He wanted over 10 G's for this. It looks nothing like the subject. The subject is way more handsome. It's an abomination. The eyes don't even line up. This abomination looks more like Ronald Slim Williams. Ronald Slim Williams is significantly more handsome. Slim's eyes even line up better and are way more vibrant. This is the subject of Hoffaker's abomination, a real-life cash money millionaire off of Josephine. Nothing about this man was a ghost. I'll keep his name out of my mouth out of respect. So you're being hyperbolic, Joel. Am I? Take a look. Both men are more handsome, have significantly better skin, no ingrown hair or monkeypox on their necks. That so-called portrait looks terrible, offensive, amateur hour shit. So here's the tea. Sergeant Hoffaker led a willful team of NOPD officers who deprived me of my rights under color of law to prevent me from filing a report. Here they are celebrating breaking the law behind my back. For some reason, Charles Hoffaker throws up the devil sign behind my back. I was unaware the NOPD celebrates cruel, unusual, and illegal behavior. For some reason, Charles Hoffaker has a strange obsession with the devil. Perhaps it's why he defiled a corpse and wrote in blood. Here's a portrait of Hoffaker as the devil. Here's NOPD handcuffing me for filing a report. As the Rose Catherine said it, I was there to report something. Why are police handcuffing me? Here's how that interaction began. I got some cop unlawfully searching me for filing a report. Again, I have a man sexually assaulting me without my consent. I do grabbing my ass is sexual assault. Officer Mitchell Brown.
So this officer Cochran, she's gonna talk to you a second real quick, but in the meantime, let's just take our hands out of our pockets.
Fuck you, Hoffaker, don't touch me. Where's your uniform?
She's gonna explain what's going on. Go ahead.
What's going on?
Cops are willfully participating in a conspiracy to violate my civil rights. That's what's going on.
I'm Officer
Make sure
Cochran.
that's right now. Reporting stolen nonsense, stolen phones 2 years ago. Scared to report anything.
So you're here to report something? All right, so do what he's asking you first.
Put your hands in these bracelets real quick, just for a second. That's all.
They come off just as easy as they go on. Let us
No, they
figure out
don't.
what's going on with you, and then if nothing's wrong, we'll pull them right back off. Okay?
That's all.
All right.
This is wrong, Chris. I don't know why I'm not doing anything wrong. I have evidence right there. It's stealing from me.
Somebody's stealing from you is what you're trying to tell me?
I'm being handcuffed right now for no reason, miss.
All right, no, you're not being handcuffed for no reason. I don't know what happened before I got here. Somebody to call. You're not being handcuffed for no reason. You're being handcuffed for your safety and for ours. Because I don't know what's going on right now. And I got 5 officers that need help with you.
You're stealing. You're robbing from me, miss. Robbing my freedom. I don't know what's going on.
I'm not robbing you of your freedom.
You are robbing me of my freedom.
Take a breath. Hang on. Take a breath for a second, and I'm going to help you understand. Take a breath, and I'll help you understand, but I'm not going to talk over the top of you. You're being handcuffed because you're being detained so we can figure out what's going on with you.
At this moment, I was freaked out 100%. I quit talking. I figured if I said more, my unaliving would be more painful. I had to figure out what I was going to do. This is what I did. And here's some of the laws NOPD violated. So, why'd you run, Joel? I ran because I was 100% under the impression my life was in grave danger. I thought NOPD was lying to me about the hospital so they could take me peacefully and whack me, leave me in a canal. Again, you know how dangerous it is to bring the box you purchased a gun into a police station is?
He has a gun, you know that, huh? Somewhere there's a gun.
Y'all stole it.
Not on him, but somewhere. That's the case that he bought it from.
You have it? Did you have it?
Is that
No, it wasn't.
37?
I was filing a report.
He was trying to get it back because he was saying they robbed him.
Not having a mental crisis or breakdown, just for the record. And they did rob me of my freedom.
For some reason, they're not giving it back to them.
That's why I filed a report.
Case ain't closed. I don't know.
They know. I had enough evidence to file a report. My property was never checked into evidence. That's why I was filing a report before I got aggravated kidnapped.
Actually, the amount of paperwork he's got, he probably could have got his shit right. But acting like that don't help him on. Sarge, you alright?
Victim shaming is a thing. I was acting like police were trying to unalive me. Body-worn camera confirms that. So here's the tea on a criminal conspiracy. It's difficult, almost impossible to document. The NOPD entered into a criminal conspiracy to violate my civil rights. A criminal conspiracy to obstruct reads. It involves planning with others to hide or alter evidence. A police report is evidence.
So obviously, paranoia.
Supervisor Hoffaker is ordering subordinates to omit a use of force, also known as a criminal conspiracy captured on body-worn camera. Third officer ordered to omit a use of force captured on body-worn camera. That's a fourth order. She even responds to the order, no, sir.
No, sir.
So he just had the box. Y'all had the actual.
Yeah, the gun is confiscated already.
So here's the kicker. Sergeant Hoffaker taught ethical policing is courageous. Epic. New Orleans police work to stop officer misconduct before it happens. Epic chose consultant Michael Quinn, who wrote a book, Walking with the Devil, The Police Code of Silence. My videos document how it works. Attorney Mary Howe was the first attorney I contacted to represent me. She refused. She said I was lucky to be alive. I wasn't the one lucky that night. When Mary refused to represent me, I had over $50,000 for a retainer. Her statements really pissed me off. Jacob Lundy, Charles Hoffaker's co-epic instructor, called the impulse to hide fellow officers' misconduct misguided loyalty. Hoffaker said to punctuate Lundy's point, "This happens and it will happen again." This article revisits the defiling of a human corpse by Charles Hoffaker as a joke in bad taste. It's not hypothetical. This happens and it will happen again.
No, you got your hands full. Did you ever use the force? Do I ever use the force? Yeah, use the force. Look like you fell. Just making sure. No. Says use the force?
Nope, he fell.
Ethical policing is courageous.
So obviously, paranoia.
Now back to Charles Hoffaker's artwork and circles. The KKK is a circle. The circle represents the secret enclosed nature of the group. Hoffaker's work promotes racial dog whistles and innuendo. The NOPD will sick the KKK on the survivor of police terrorism. Me, here's Hoffaker's latest work, circles in every piece. There's also this term, ghost skin. The term is used to refer to covert white supremacists who seek to work in law enforcement. Hoffaker's latest art show was named Ghost Ship. Imagine a ship/enterprise teeming with ghost skins. Hoffaker continues his use of circles in every art piece. I'm not sure if he's conveying a message or obscuring his skill as an artist. While I was being targeted in Louisiana, hairbands like in the picture were often put in my pathway. These police were using the software developed out of this book. Here's another headline for media darling Charles Hoffaker. The studio he was allowed to work out of for free burned down. The abomination survived. Hoffaker goes on to state, when you're in the trenches suggest war. There's a term called dirty war. Charles Hoffaker was captured on body-worn camera participating in a dirty war. Forced disappearance is a tactic. Charles Hoffaker is so accomplished, he had to set up a GoFundMe account for a free art studio. Speaking of art studios, recently a rash of art studios owned by minority males are being vandalized and ransacked. It's no theft, it's economic terror through vandalism. So again, I mentioned observing better, more sophisticated artwork scribbled in Mardi Gras porta potties. Here's what I mean. This sketch in Charles Hoffaker's portfolio reads NOPD Tiger Unit. That's not a tiger. Here's several Tamu stock photos. I am not comparing artistic ability. I am just suggesting the Temu images capture the essence of a tiger more appropriately. So Charles Hoffaker was part of the NOPD's Tiger Unit. That unit killed Ortiz Manning III. The poorly planned, poorly implemented, poorly manned, botched surveillance, police operation needlessly endangered everyone and got Ortiz Manning III killed. Here's the body-worn camera video of the incident. I feel like that image of some type of cat that Hoffaker sketched was created to celebrate police getting away with unaliving Ortiz Manning III. Plainclothed men with guns ran up on Ortiz Manning III. Ortiz had nothing to do with the Tiger Unit investigation. He got freaked out and ran. Here's where you can clearly see who's the target of the investigation. The only smart man. Why? Because he runs into his apartment and closes the door the moment police pointed a gun at him for no reason. Michael Harris, the chief, lied on Artis Manning III, saying he was a target of the investigation. Complete lie to victim shame and blame an innocent man. So this is why I think NOPD took months to release this video. I believe it's been altered. I believe police have a hotel front desk worker, housekeeper, and valet that works for them in every city. I believe police have access to stolen guns out of every hotel in New Orleans. I believe the gun found on Artis was planted and the body-worn camera was altered. The only non-blurry object in a blurry photo is a supposed holstered gun. Artis Manning III's family went on to sue. The police settled. You can see Charles Hoffaker was listed in the lawsuit. Maybe that's why he made that Tiger Unit sketch. This article states the Tiger Unit is an elite unit. So are poorly planned, poorly implemented stings that put everyone's life in danger, including children, what elite operators do? So my second complaint was ignored by Ernest Creighton. His investigation states, the officer you approached for your report tried to tell you that your gun was in central evidence and property. It's not. I've checked twice. Here's a photo of Ernest Creighton. Ernest Creighton would go on to sexually harass one of his colleagues by making statements like, I can eat you out until you cry. To one of his colleagues, Ernest Creighton was only demoted, not fired. This appeal was rejected. The Civil Commission states, a supervisor who exhibits harassing behavior should not be acting in a supervisory capacity in a section of NOPD investigating sexual offenses. Since I was lied to about the supervisor in my complaint, I lied to the feds. I thought Daniel McMullen was the masked plainclothes supervisor. So I filed my third complaint, which included Ernest Creighton and the masked plainclothes supervisor I thought was Daniel McMullen. I filed my complaint directly with the Public Integrity Bureau. Paloma Talapia only investigated 2 officers. Her letter reads, you allege NOPD officers were taking orders illegally. You also allege you were human trafficked. Here's her findings. The sergeant you allege was McMullen was in fact Charles Hoffaker. The officer never tackled you. In your attempt to run out, you tripped over. You can see him being pulled in. Hoffaker cuts me at the knee, behind the knee, then pushes me down. Paloma also threatened me. She said my stolen gun was part of a state police investigation. Paloma, my investigator, lied in her closing letter. So I filed 2 complaints, one on her, one on Charles Hoffaker, since I finally found out who the plainclothes mass supervisor who kept mad-dogging me was. Hoffaker's a little man, a twerp, just like Eric Hessler. Dwight Richards covered up these 2 investigations. You believe Dwight Richards once told me he had no skin in the game? Using public service to create fraudulent closing letters is wire fraud, malfeasance, obstruction of justice. Every investigator has received an email from me explaining racketeering influence, corrupt organization. RICO, so these corrupt Public Integrity Bureau investigators can't say they didn't know. Here's NOPD's operational manual. It clearly, precisely defines a takedown as a level 1 use of force. These last 2 screenshots document how 2 Hispanic males taken down while handcuffed. Anthony Silva was paralyzed and died a year later. Rigoberto Barrientos had his leg severed at the knee. Both men were tackled by 2 cops. I was tackled by 3.